Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for loop, as in circle, as in I've come full circle. I've just finished rerunning the very first module I ever ran, and the results were mixed. It had its moments, like when the barbarian threatened some orphans, or the DM got completely lost. Twice. Before I get into it though, business first. If you enjoy this video, check out my others. I've got bunches of them. Likes, comments, and especially subscribes are greatly appreciated. And if you're really bored, check out my other channel, the video game channel. Literally dozens of people are talking about it. This game took place on Roll20 and my very own Discord server. It's a great place to hang out, talk about Dungeons & Dragons, maybe even find a game. Who knows? We could end up in a game together and someday you might just show up in one of these videos. Check out the link in the description below. My night just happened to be free, so I decided to run a game. What better place to than the brand new Discord server? I put up a looking for group and got a full table. A couple of people I knew, and a bunch I didn't. The players started in a tavern and after getting to know each other, received their mission. This was a tier 1 adventure league game called Tin Hammer Falls. We had 5 level 1s and a level 2 character. One of the party members was bragging about killing a dragon. The other players were, to say the least, skeptical of this, but in actuality, he did kill a dragon. At level 1 no less. I've got a video about that one, links in the description if you want to check it out. As a quick recap, the dragon was mad. Not angry mad, but crazy like a hatter mad. He spent the entire combat laughing, not even getting one attack in. Yeah, the story's not quite as heroic as number 2 makes it out to be. The other party members didn't know this, except one. They incited him and rolled well, but he was telling the truth. Another character, though, was also in that adventure, and while number 2 was bragging about killing a dragon, she let it be known that the dragon was not quite the threat he made it out to be. With that settled, they get hired to check out a forward camp that's been out of contact for a few days. They get there just in time to be attacked by some grung. 6 grung to be exact. The grung have been attacking for days and no one knows why. But that's not the current problem. Right now, it is time to roll initiative. One of the Roll20 tricks that I've picked up since I started is filling in character stats for the enemy NPCs. This means I can edit the NPCs directly when they get hit, keeping track of hit points that way, as opposed to the old-fashioned sucker way of using paper. I mean, this is the 21st century. We've been to the moon. We've created the perfect food. Why use old school technology when you have new school? I start the battle, rolling well in initiative and confidently move like 3 of my grung, attacking before the party can even react. Then a party member goes and hits one of the grung. No problem, I have 21st century technology at my disposal. I change the grung's hit points and they all change. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something. I am scrambling. Another player goes and hits a different grung. I finally find some paper and furiously write down the hits. By now, though, a third player has decided to hit a third grung. I realize I have a problem. I now have no idea which grung is which. Which has been hit? I am not a grung racist, but they all look alike. Probably because I use the same picture for all the tokens. It is a cluster. I almost got away with it. 3 of the grung are dead, and the last haven't been hit at all. Or so I think. When I say as much, one of the players is like, oh no, I hit that one for 5 on my last turn, remember? Yep, I put the damage on the wrong grung. I take my mistake well.
Something vexes thee.
And muddle through the rest of the attack. The party easily deals with the grung. They crush them. Afterwards, they find out why the grung are attacking. One of the miners killed a couple of their young, and that set them off. That miner died the first night, so there isn't really much they can do about it. No one speaks the grung language, so there is no talking. They decide to take the remaining miners and flee. In the module, they are supposed to meet 4 grung on the road, but seeing as how 6 grung weren't a serious threat, I decided to replace one of the grung with an elite grung warrior. I got him now. I don't want to kill them, but I don't want to give him a cakewalk either. I just hope the elite warrior won't be too much for him. Yeah, the Elite Warrior lasted like 2 rounds, and, well, 2 of the party members are slightly injured? I mean, like, maybe a hangnail or even a paper cut? You know, those paper cuts do hurt. This battle, like the other, was not the challenge I was hoping. This happens in the rest of the battles too. 4 gazers plus the party? That equaled 4 dead gazers and not a single hit point lost among the party. They didn't even break a sweat. The last battle was supposed to be against 4 gazers also. I threw in a spectator to much better results. I actually hit 2 of them before they crushed my poor monsters. This hit was at least as bad as a sprain. This battle was interesting, however, because I, as a DM, totally forgot what effects the party had on them. The gazers and the spectators may not hit hard, but they are really good at incapacitating players with their eye beams. I, on the other hand, am not so good at remembering things, and while 3 party members are incapacitated, I can't remember how. Maybe I got hit by the confusion beam. Luckily, a nice, friendly party member who is also better at keeping track of things remembered and reminded me. Thanks, buddy. You would think after all the hours I played, I'd be better at gauging encounters. You would be wrong, though. I suck at it. Luckily, the party got their entertainment another way when they almost killed the barbarian. In between the combats, there was a mystery. Someone had stolen maps and an astrolabe from their employer. After a few false leads, they wanted to question some orphans. In order to get directions to the orphan's house, they had to promise the innkeeper not to hurt the kids. The orphans were Bastion, a 13-year-old boy, and Ara, his 8-year-old sister. Their parents had been miners who died, and now they survived by doing odd jobs around the village. Most of the party was like, "Of course we won't hurt them. What kind of monsters do you think we are?" The barbarian said, "I probably won't hurt them." The rest of the party's like, "What are you doing?" This didn't make the innkeeper happy. She makes the other party members promise not to let the barbarian hurt Bastion and Ara before she gives them directions. When they get there, they decide not to let the barbarian talk. The party approaches the house the orphans live in, and Bastion answers the door. They talk to him for a bit, questioning him, but Bastion isn't cracking. He's 13 years old and responsible for his sister. He is not going to be bullied. The party's getting nowhere, so the wizard sends his spider familiar to search the place, and it scares the little girl and gets squished. Oops. The players are just about to leave when the barbarian pushes his way forward and kneels down in front of the kids. Getting to their level. What he meant to say was, "So you want to protect your sister. That's what a man does." What he actually said was something along the lines of, "So, you want to protect your little sister." Then he paused. Not a half-second pause, or even a full second pause. It was so long nobody knew it was a pause until later when I asked him, "What were you thinking?"
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think McFly, think.
I thought he was done. The rest of the party thinks he's done too and drags him away. We all thought he had just threatened the kids. Earlier in the game, he'd been talking about beating people up, and I asked him if he was evil. Come to think of it, he never did answer that question. The little girl starts crying, saying, "Please don't take our house." The little boy tries to stand up to the barbarian, but he's sniffling too. If the barbarian didn't feel like a complete jerk before, he sure does now. The rest of the party chastises him and assures the kid, "No one's going to take your house." They get the information they need, finding out that a local villager had told the kids that they didn't steal from him, somebody was going to take their house, but he could prevent that. They give the kids some gold and leave to go crush my monsters in battle. As far as I know, this officially was the first non-play-by-post game run on this Discord. Not a bad one. I do still have room to grow as a DM, but I've actually got some strengths now to go along with those weaknesses. I may not be great in battle, but I am pretty good at running NPCs for the social part of the game. That's something to build on. What are your strengths and weaknesses as a player or a DM? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.